I enjoy starting my introductions with a warm greeting because it sets a positive tone.
I like that approach since a friendly start helps people feel comfortable.
I usually mention my name confidently to make the introduction clear from the beginning.
I focus on clarity too because a strong opening leaves a memorable impression.
I prefer sharing a brief background so the listener understands where I come from.
I include a short background as well to show the journey behind my personality.
I talk about my current role to highlight what I am doing professionally.
I describe my present responsibilities to give people an idea of my skills.
I like adding my experience because it makes my introduction more meaningful.
I include my experience to show how my past shaped my abilities.
I often mention my strengths to let others know what I can contribute.
I highlight strengths too because it helps interviewers see my value.
I talk about my achievements to show the results of my hard work.
I share accomplishments to demonstrate the impact of my efforts.
I describe my skills with examples, so the introduction feels real and practical.
I love using examples too because they make any introduction more believable.
I include my passion to make the introduction feel authentic.
I express passion as well since enthusiasm shows genuine interest.
I prefer adding personal interest to make the introduction balanced.
I sometimes mention hobbies to show the human side of my personality.
I focus on keeping my introduction short and impactful.
I follow the same method because concise introductions sound more confident.
I enjoy mentioning what motivates me in my career.
I include motivation too since it helps others understand my direction.
I talk about the challenges I handled to show resilience.
I highlight challenges as well to present my ability to grow.
I add a future goal to show where I aim to be.
I mention future plans to demonstrate ambition.
I talk about the reason I chose my field.
I explain my reason too because it shows commitment.
I use simple language to make my introduction easy to understand.
I believe simple language creates a smooth connection.
I keep my tone friendly because interviews feel better with positivity.
I maintain a polite tone to build trust quickly.
I try to maintain eye contact to communicate confidence.
I practice steady eye contact to appear sincere.
I adjust my introduction based on the situation.
I adapt my style depending on the audience.
I prepare my introduction in advance for a better flow.
I review my introduction beforehand so I speak with clarity.
I practice speaking slowly because it helps with confidence.
I maintain a steady pace to sound professional.
I include teamwork skills when the role prefers collaboration.
I highlight teamwork too to show I work well with groups.
I mention leadership experiences if the position needs guidance.
I talk about leadership moments to show my ability to take charge.
I include technical skills when they match the job.
I list relevant technical abilities to demonstrate my expertise.
I describe soft skills that help me communicate effectively.
I talk about communication strengths to show I work well with people.
I highlight problem-solving experiences to show analytical ability.
I discuss creative solutions I used in past work.
I prefer structuring my introduction like a short story.
I love using a narrative structure because stories engage listeners.
I talk about my education briefly to show my academic base.
I include my studies to present my learning background.
I mention certifications that strengthen my credibility.
I share training experiences to show continuous improvement.
I like adding a professional summary at the start.
I enjoy opening with a summary because it creates direction.
I use positive words to express confidence.
I choose uplifting vocabulary to create a strong impression.
I avoid complicated terminology to make my introduction smooth.
I prefer simple expressions to avoid confusion.
I try to smile naturally during my introduction.
I maintain a pleasant expression to show warmth.
I organize my ideas before I speak.
I prepare a mental framework to stay focused.
I add a short story from my experience to make the introduction engaging.
I include real-life situations to make my introduction relatable.
I highlight my unique qualities to stand out.
I talk about my special strengths to differentiate myself.
I tailor my introduction according to the job description.
I match my content with the role to stay relevant.
I mention what I learned from past roles.
I talk about valuable lessons that shape my growth.
I talk about my working style to show how I approach tasks.
I share my preferred workflow to present my habits.
I include my communication preference to show compatibility.
I talk about how I coordinate with teams to show adaptability.
I mention projects I managed to show organizational ability.
I include projects to demonstrate responsibility.
I talk about deadlines I handled successfully.
I highlight timely delivery to show commitment.
I share achievements linked with the position I apply for.
I present similar accomplishments to strengthen my profile.
I mention my passion for learning new skills.
I express my interest in continuous learning.
I adjust my energy level to match the interview environment.
I align my tone with the mood of the conversation.
I like to end my introduction with gratitude.
I conclude with appreciation to show respect.
I maintain confidence even when talking about weaknesses.
I discuss weaknesses with a focus on improvement.
I try to sound calm even during challenging introductions.
I keep my voice steady to show emotional control.
I focus on clarity instead of fast speaking.
I value clear pronunciation to avoid misunderstandings.
I make my introduction memorable with a personal touch.
I add personality to make the introduction unique.
I talk about my long-term vision to show direction.
I mention long-range goals to display dedication.
I share the values that guide my decisions.
I talk about principles I follow in my work.
I highlight moments where I took initiative.
I describe times I stepped forward to create impact.
I talk about my creative thinking in difficult situations.
I share innovative ideas that help solve tough tasks.
I mention roles where I trained others.
I talk about guiding new teammates to show leadership.
I explain how I handle pressure with calmness.
I describe my method of staying composed during demanding tasks.
I talk about my ability to adapt to new environments.
I describe moments where I blended well into unfamiliar settings.
I express interest in the company when introducing myself in interviews.
I talk about how my goals align with the company's mission.
I share the tools I use to stay productive.
I mention personal systems that help me stay organized.
I describe my collaborative achievements.
I talk about successful teamwork moments.
I express confidence in my learning speed.
I mention experiences where I learned quickly.
I highlight moments when I solved conflicts peacefully.
I talk about my calm approach to resolving disagreements.